Right, in section 4.3 here, we're going to look at graphing equations still, but we're going to look at graphing just using intercepts, which I think you'll find to be a very efficient process once you kind of get a hang of it. All right, so first of all, when we graph linear equations using x and y intercepts, the first thing we have to do is find where the graph intersects the x and y axis. Those are your intercepts. The x-intercept, the x-coordinate of the point where the graph crosses the x-axis. Okay, the y-coordinate will always be 0. So for the x-intercept, the y-coordinate is always 0. So if you want to find it, you have to substitute 0 in for y and then solve for x, and vice versa for the y-coordinate. Okay, the x-coordinate of the point will always be 0, and so if you want to find the y-intercept, you plug in 0 for x and solve for y. Okay, so when I look over here at this graph, it's very easy to see here that the x-intercept, the point where the graph crosses the x-axis, is this point here, which is going to be 2, 0. And the y-intercept, which is where it crosses the y-axis, is the point 0, 3. Again, x-coordinate here is 0, y-coordinate there is 0. It says find the x and y intercepts of the graph. Again, pretty basic. Look and see where it crosses the y-axis. That's at the point 0, -2. So the y-intercept is 0, -2. And the x-intercept is right here, which is the point 3, 0. Again, nothing too crazy there. Okay, it says find the x and y intercepts of the equations, then graph each equation below. So to find the x-intercept, again, you plug in 0 for y. So you have 2x plus 4 times 0 equals 12. So that guy's just 0, so you get 2x equals 12, x equals 6. And then for the y-intercept, plug in 0 for x. So 2 times 0 plus 4y equals 12. Again, that stuff is 0, so you get 4y equals 12, which means that y equals 3. Okay, so how this helps you, or what it allows you to do now, is in part A, when I go to graph here, all I have to do is plot 6, 0, since that's my x-intercept. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be off the page 1. And then the y-intercept is 0, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now all I have to do is connect those two dots. Clearly not a very straight line there. Probably could have done a better job, but you get the idea. Okay, plot your two intercepts and then just graph the line that goes through them. So I'll do the second one together, and then the third one will be for you to take a look at on your own. So for the x-intercept, plug in 0 for y. So I get 4x minus 2 times 0 equals 10. That's gone, so 4x equals 10, which means my x-intercept is 10 over 4, which is the same thing as 2.5. Okay, so I'd go 2.5, 0 here, part B. And then for the y-intercept, plug in 0 for x. So I'd get 4 times 0 minus 2y equals 10. That guy's gone, so -2y equals 10. Divide both sides by -2y equals -5. So the y-intercept is 0, -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so to graph this line, you connect these two dots, put arrows on the end, and you're done. Okay, so again, you can go ahead and take a look here at the last part C by yourself. And then part D says, are these examples of continuous or discrete? They're all going to be continuous because, again, I did not restrict your domain. And so when you graphed it, right, you never have to bring your pencil or pen off of the paper. Mrs. Smith makes and sells decorative hair bows. She sells small bows for $3 and large bows for $5. She wants to earn $60 a week. If X is the number of small bows and Y is the number of large bows, then this situation can be modeled by this equation: 3x plus 5y equals 60. Find the x-intercept and y-intercept. Okay, x-intercept, plug in 0 for y. Okay, so we have 3x. The 5 times 0 is going to go away, so 3x equals 60. So the x-intercept is 20. The y-intercept, plug in 0 for x. 3 times 0 is 0. So you get 5y equals 60. Divide both sides by 5. The y-intercept is 12. So really it should be 20, 0 and 0, 12 are the 2 points, are your two intercepts. Okay, it says graph the equation. Okay, so I go to the point 20, 0. That's not even going to fit on my graph. Let me make sure I did that accurately, just to make sure. I did. And so that's going to be way over here. Okay, at 20, 0. And then the y-intercept is going to be 0, 12, which is going to, again, be off the graph. It's going to look something like this. And so it says, give 3 possibilities for the number of each type of bow she can sell to earn $60. All right. So in other words, I mean, 2 of them are right there in front of you. She could sell 20 of the smaller bows, right? So 20 small bows. She could sell 12 big ones. And she could sell, and all you have to do here is match up your graph with anything here. Okay. So in other words, you could pick this point here. It doesn't really make a difference. Okay. And you'll just tell me, okay, she could do this many small bows and this many big bows. Again, I'm not going to expect you to do that third part only because the graph here is not very conducive for that. I apologize. Okay. So again, this whole lesson is just another way for you to graph lines, probably more efficiently than what we looked at yesterday of creating an XY chart. So again, find your x-intercept, find your y-intercept, plot them, and then draw the line that goes through both of those points. And that's a good method for graphing an equation.